Welcome back, everyone. With the unfolding security situation in parts of southwest states in the country, there is no doubt that the menace of mindless killings and kidnapping have found its way into the region, once perceived to be the safest region of our country. In January, your state governor, Onyekachi Adekoya, raised alarm over the growing migration of bandits from Nigeria's northwest into his state, following intensified military operations in the region. To this end, governors of the six southwest states, Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Ekiti, Oyo, and Ondo states have agreed to set up a new joint security outfit to tackle new waves of insecurity in the region. The new outfit, which is yet to be named, according to the governors, will be tasked with combating all forms of banditry and other crimes in the region. The question tonight is, how do we tackle this increasing wave of insecurity in the southwest? I'm going to speak with security defense consultant, CEO, Alkaline Intelligence, Onyekachi Adekoya. Mr. Adekoya, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, good evening, and thank you for having me.
Right. So it looks like it's getting closer than we thought. There have been concerns in recent months over alleged movement of bandits and suspected terrorists from the northern parts of Nigeria to the southwest, a region considered relatively more peaceful. There was a point Lagos Ibadan Expressway was a no-go area for some people because of the activities of bandits on the highway. How did we get here?
Well, you cannot isolate the Southwest from the challenges in Nigeria, the issues you have in the Sahel, as you rightly pointed out in your opening statement. You would recall that we've seen videos of persons being trucked from the north to the southwest, while I would also say that some of these people are used as farmhands within the regions of the southwest. But generally, you seem to see that conflict will go from a region of high government operations to low government operations as they continue to pursue greener pasture. Remember also that you have the issue of desertification. We're currently experiencing a significant heat wave. People are displaced. Livelihood activities are not taking place as they should be taking place. So there's that natural migration also to the southern part of the country. Now, some parts of the government security forces have reported, how it's under hush tone, that they are seeing this increment in movement and increase in crime incidents in the southwest. Whether there's a connection to the migration or not, it's not clear. How did we get here? I always say that in Nigeria, we don't take security as serious as we should. Security as education is not cheap. And hope is not a strategy. We hope a lot in this country. We are quite religious, but we are not as religious as should we be, being hands-on on the things that we need to do. So for long, there's been that clear case of defunding or not adequate funding of security. The assumption that it is not our portion, it will not happen to us. To say that we are protected by some great sovereign power and therefore we should all sit our hands and not do anything. I think security culture in Nigeria is generally poor. It's a bit more problematic amongst the leadership of the subnational governments in some parts of this country. And perhaps the laxity, because now you can see it's come to the fore that some things are not happening correctly. Now the governors are calling for a meeting. The question I ask is, what is stopping the government security agencies within the southwest region from meeting, from collaborating, from sharing information, from checkmating or forming some kind of blocking operations to aid the operations in one other state, to curtail these issues before they snowball into bigger issues. By the time copycats or what you call lone wolves begin to take initiatives themselves, the government security forces may now be behind the curve and will have a bigger problem. So how did we get here? It's systemic. It's been over the years. It's a clear case of neglect or not doing enough as we should do. So if you say a state like Oyo or Lagos is trying to do something, the question is, what are the other states doing within the southwest region to address some of these issues?
Right.
So those are the things that are coming up.
And because it is said that these bandits are migrating from the northwest to Oyo State, my question is why Oyo State? Why did you think they must have chosen Oyo State as their base? Is it about the size or how peaceful it is? Because, I mean, Oyo State is not budging any of these northern states. So why Oyo State?
I don't like to go into any conjectures as into why or your state. Every Nigerian citizen has the freedom of movement. People can move just about everywhere they want to move, but you must have clear business. If you've traveled to Oyo towards the part of Iseyin, I was on that road. I think about 4 years ago. For the first time, though, and I saw the vastness of Oyo and the mountain regions. So again, if you say Oyo, there's a healthy, thriving Hausa Fulani community in some parts of Oyo. Um, some of us have farms. If you need to do foundation work, you have to call the labor. You say you bring the malams. Malams are teachers by local, by proper parlance. But you say bring the abokis. You want to do some ridges in your farm. So there's work in the south. Let's face the fact, and the opportunities in the south. So people will migrate. It's just natural human migration. So I don't think there's any clear case of why Oyo, why Ondo, or why Ekiti, for example. There's farming opportunity, there's work opportunity, and some of that are a bit more prevalent. Remember again that the access
Mr. Adekoya, are you there?
not taking place as they should. In some part of the north, people pay to Ansaru for protection. In some part of this country, some people pay for them to access their farms. Some people pay to harvest their crop. And even after paying, before they get to the farm, those crops have been harvested. So livelihood activity is the major problem why you are seeing this migration. So you can see how quickly that if the governors and the subnational governments in the north are not doing enough, those problems can quickly become the problem of the southwest, the south-south, or the southeast.